Hey guys, it's Nate from PlayYourCourt.com. Today we are talking about the top 10 things that are costing you wins in your match play. Today's instruction is for Play Your Court ratings of all abilities. We can all learn from this. All right, let's jump into it. All right, so we are talking about the mistakes, the critical mistakes we're making in matches that are probably costing us quite a few W's and resulting in L's. This is a two-part series. We're going to present the top 5 today. Well, top 10, 5 to 10 in descending order, and then we'll get to the others in the next part of the series. But let's jump in to number 10, and number 10 is trying to hit winners from behind the baseline. All right. The problem here is that it's just poor percentages. And what we see are a lot of players, juniors especially, trying to emulate their heroes. All right. And just because Rafa and Novak and Serena, they're hitting these winners from behind the baseline doesn't mean that we necessarily can. It is about percentages and it is about positioning on the court. All right. So we want to cut down on those unforced errors by trying to hit winners from behind the baseline. Remember your zones. If you're several feet behind the baseline, you're in a red zone, that is neutral best, red, stop, just like the stoplight, and don't think about offense. It's defensive. Play for height over the net and play for depth. All right, if you're in the yellow zone, neutral, if you have your feet set up and you have time, then you can be a little bit more aggressive, try to force error, maybe, depending on your skill level, go for the winner. Now, when you're in the green zone, anytime you're in front of that baseline, that is when we can look for offense. Okay, put the foot on the gas, and that is where we can look to hit a winner. All right, so focus on positioning. All right, number 9 on our list is hitting every first serve with the same amount of pace. All right, what we're talking about is trying to be Randy Johnson when most of us need to be more Greg Maddux. I'm showing my age by using baseball players back in the 90s, but that's cool. All right. Just because you can hit 10 aces doesn't necessarily mean your serve is winning the match. You have to look at the percentages. All right. If the percentages suggest that you're losing points because you're hitting too many second serves, that mentality has to change. Let's focus on hitting more topspin and more slice and hitting our targets. Really locating the opponent's weakness and looking for a serve plus 1 strategy. Okay, on the deuce court, one of my favorite strategies, slice out wide, expect the ball to come back through the middle, play the ball into the open court and follow it in. On the ad court, I'm always kicking out to that backhand, especially on second serves, and look to centralize the forehand. All right, stop going for the aces. Aces are arbitrary. They're cool, but they don't win matches unless you're Elo Karlovic. Okay, number 8 is playing every single point regardless of the score. All right, and I know a lot of us feel like we do this, but our central nervous system, the fight or flight, the way that we control adversity, we look for a moment to take off, right? It's why we are in these situations where we're up 40-love and then suddenly we lose the game. Worse yet, maybe we're up 5-2 in a set. Next thing you know, we've lost the match. We can't take points off, all right? What ends up happening is that when we get these leads, we tend to think the opponent is going to roll over, and just the opposite is the tendency. Our opponents feel, what else do they have to lose? They get loose, and all they have to do is make a couple balls, and they start feeling confident, and that changes the natural response. All right, so what happens if they get back to 40-30? Heaven forbid they even get game point after you've been up 40-love. You get tight. It's an adverse reaction, right? So what we want to do is that we want to get physical on every single point. All right, don't go for the free winner at 40-15. All right, 40-love, yeah, maybe you can pop in a big first serve, but if you miss it on that second serve, play the percentages. Make your opponent hit their weaker shot at least 3 or 4 times. All right, but we want to make sure that we are zoned in, staying to our strategy on every single point. All right, think Nadal, think Novak. There's a reason they're the 2 best players in the world right now. And Roger, I'm a Roger guy, but the Rafa and Novak stand out. All right, number 7 is all about when we get up to the net and specifically the overhead. Trying to hit overheads when we're behind the service line is just a mistake. All right, it's too hard to hit a winner from this part of the court. There's too much distance. The net becomes too much of an obstacle. When we get this overhead, look to play back deep, create another opportunity. All right, when we get inside the service line, then we can look to angle it off or put it up, put it away, maybe bounce it over the fence. All right, but we really want to make sure that we're focusing on playing neutral, slightly offensive. We're getting overhead push deep into the court. All right, number 6, we all take for granted. It's about properly preparing for the match. Okay, what I'm talking about is well before the start of the match, making sure that we've thought about our tactics, all right, thought about who our opponent is, thought about the surface that we're playing on, looked at the weather for that day. Is it sunny? Make sure you take a hat. Is it windy, right? We're gonna have to think about different strategies if we're playing in super windy conditions, all right? But beyond that, it starts with preparation. Make sure you get a good night's sleep before. Make sure you have adequate nutrition. All right, and then making sure that you pack all the essentials. Like I said before, if it's sunny, you want to have a hat. Make sure you have a backup tennis racket. You know, there's multiple things that go into the bag that allows us to feel ready for the match. All right, and then we have to make sure that we're giving ourselves plenty of time to warm up. And I'm not talking about the 10 minutes that we're given before a match. Typically, in league play or tournament play, that will not suffice. All right, we want to make sure that we physically prepare. So get there early, hit with a friend. If you don't have a friend to hit with, maybe a little bit of jogging, some skipping rope. All right, but we want to feel like we are completely warmed up, and in that 10 minutes, then we can work on really identifying what the opponent's weaknesses are, as well as just getting grooved to their ball. All right, but making sure that we are prepared for match play is absolutely essential. Okay guys, that was 6 through 10 in our tips. We will be back with the top 5. I hope you enjoyed it today. If you can apply any of these to your matches, I think you'll see a lot more success down the road. All right, and guys, be sure to check out the vault. All right, on Play Your Court, we have opened up the vault that is typically reserved for premium membership. It is now available for just the entry-level price of $5.99, and that is all the thousands of hours of instruction that Scott and I have put together in one place, categorized. You can understand what progressions you need to take in order to get to the next level, what you need to be working on to get to the next level. All right, so get in there, check it out, the vault. We will see you here soon on Play Your Court. If you like today's instruction, hit the like button. If you never want to miss a Play Your Court video, hit subscribe. We'll see you here soon.